Let's talk about the Unilevel. The Unilevel is the heart of our business plan, the part of the plan that allows you to build a large organization and generate lasting, sustainable residual income. The power of the Unilevel is that it allows you to be paid on volume very deep in your organization, where volumes tend to grow to their largest. We've designed our Unilevel with very modest, doable requirements. For example, you need only 3 active legs to move to advanced titles, and a 4th only for the very top titles. The plan's most modest requirements are designed to support you and help you grow a strong, stable organization, not to get in your way. Let's see how it works. First, let's look at the different title ranks and the percentages they pay you on your growing organization. The titles as you progress up the ranks are grouped in threes: 3 bronzes, 3 silvers, and 3 golds, and finally 2 platinums. Let's look for a moment at just the first 3 titles. The 3 bronze titles give you access to Unilevel commissions on your first 3 levels of associates, which also includes all their retail customer volume at 2, 3, and 6%. That 6% on level 3 is a significant bump because your third level is where the power of multiplication typically starts to kick in. You saw this in the Get 3 program. If you sponsor 3, who each sponsor 3, that's suddenly 27 people on your third level. In fact, let's take a look at what the Get 3 organization earns you in the Unilevel. Let's say you've sponsored 3, who each sponsored 3, to build your Get 3 structure. Assuming that every one of these associates duplicates your example of putting in place an auto ship of at least 150 so they can maximize the compensation plan, here's how that would look. 3 associates on your first level at 2% pays you $9. 9 associates on your second level at 3% pays you $40. 27 associates on your third level at 6% pays you $243, which adds up to $392, just shy of $400 in Unilevel pay. Add to that the $1,200 Get 3 bonus you're getting from this fledgling organization, and you can see why in the Get 3 video we said you'd be earning roughly $1,500 at this point. Now let's see where the titles go from there. To reach any title in a Unilevel plan, you have to be an active associate, which again simply means you have a monthly auto ship in place of at least 100 in volume or a personally purchased volume of at least 150. Beyond that, there are 4 different requirements, each of them aimed at ensuring that you build a strong and solid organization that will last. A minimum total group volume that goes with that title or title volume, a certain number of qualifying legs, a minimum balance of volume between the different legs called volume distribution, and a minimum number of silver associates in your network called silver count. So let's walk through these 4 just one at a time. First, your organization has to reach a certain level of total volume during the calendar month to reach and maintain each new title. That volume includes your own purchases, your customers, all the associates in your organization, and all their customers. For example, bronze has a total required volume of 500. To reach bronze 1, you need a total volume of 1,000. Bronze 2 is 2,000, silver 5 is 5,000, silver 10 and 50 are 10,000 and 50,000, and so on, through the 3 gold titles and finally the 2 platinum titles with total volumes of 500,000 and 1 million. Again, because networks tend to grow geometrically and not just additively, in a mature networking organization, the deeper levels will tend to be very large and hold a great deal of volume. If you were to take that Get3 organization and keep duplicating it down, by the ninth level, you're talking about thousands of people. But even that doesn't tell the whole story, because our Unilevel plan also uses what is called dynamic compression, which is a complex sounding term for a pretty simple concept. Here's what it means. When there are volumes that ought to pay a commission to someone upline in the Unilevel, but that person doesn't happen to qualify, either they haven't reached a title yet that allows them to earn that deep in their network, or they've gone inactive. The company has a choice. They could simply say, too bad, that person didn't qualify, so we don't pay it, and keep that unpaid commission in the bank. Or they could say, okay, well, who else can we pay it to? And then start going upline to see who is next in the line that is qualified. We take the second option, compressing the network and squeezing out any holes so that the money always pays out to someone, which means that in a large organization, you can easily be earning commissions from people in your 10th, 11th, 12th, all levels, even deeper, where volumes can get truly large. Let's go on to the second qualification, qualified leg count. A qualified leg is an associate you've personally sponsored and placed on your first level, and whose total organization volume meets the volume distribution rule, which we'll look at the next slide. This is pretty straightforward. At Bronze, you need to sponsor just one active associate. To hit Bronze 1, you need 2. From Bronze 2 on, you need 3 active, personally sponsored associates on your first level. And that remains true all the way through the Silver and Gold titles. To reach Platinum 500 and M1, you will need 4 qualified legs. The next qualification has to do with the volume in these qualifying legs. Let's talk about volume distribution. Volume distribution is about maintaining a certain level of balance between the different legs of your organization. To count as a leg that qualifies you for any given title, a qualifying leg needs to have at least 10% of the volume needed for that title. For example, let's say you're going for Silver 5, which has a title volume of 5,000. You also need 3 active legs, and in order to qualify you for that title, each of those 3 legs also needs to have at least 10% of 5,000. In other words, 500. For this example, let's say your first leg has a total group volume of 2,800, the second leg has 1,900, and the third has 600. That adds up to 5,300, more than enough to meet your title volume of 5,000, and each leg more than meets the 10% minimum. But let's say that third leg had only 400 in volume instead of 600. With 5,100 in total volume, you'd still meet and exceed the title volume of 5,000, and you'd still have 3 active legs. But leg 3 wouldn't meet that 10% requirement because it wouldn't have at least 500 in volume. In that case, to qualify for Silver 5, you'd need to come up with another $100 in volume in that third leg. There's also a maximum that you can count from each leg to qualify you for a given title. For Silver 5, that amount is 3,000. In case you're wondering, why all these rules? Well, the rules are here not to hold you back, but to keep you moving forward. The whole purpose of qualified leg count and volume distribution is to help make sure that your growing organization has solid width, volume distribution, as well as depth, because that is exactly what makes for a stronger and more sustainable organization in the long term. And by the way, these 3 associates don't have to have reached any specific title themselves in order to qualify you. They just need to have minimum amount of volume in their organization. Here is that same Unilevel chart again, this time showing the minimum qualifying volumes and the maximum qualifying volumes. These are for each of the titles in the plan. And if the math makes you go cross-eyed, don't worry. In the private back office section of your own associate website, we've created incredibly easy to use real-time indicators that tell you exactly where you are, how close you are to your next title, and what you need to do to get there. The last thing we should talk about is silver count. To reach the titles from silver 20 and up, you need to have a certain number of silvers in your organization, specifically silver 5s. These silvers don't have to be people you personally sponsored, and they don't have to be on any specific level in any specific leg. In fact, they can be anywhere in your organization. If you look close, you can see the brilliance of our business plan at work here, and it has to do with that Get 3 program. Remember in Get 3 we had 3 main goals: to get your products paid for fast, to get you in significant income fast, and to build team momentum fast. But it does something else too. It makes you a silver. That's the magic of the plan. Here's what that completed Get 3 organization looks like. You have 3 active legs. All 3 have more than 500, which is 10% of the 5,000 title volume for Silver 5. None of them are contributing more than 3,000 of the title volume. And it adds up to well over 5,000. By completing the Get 3 and earning that 1,200 monthly bonus, you're automatically a Silver 5 right out of the gate. Which means that as your organization grows, the new associates joining your team will be highly motivated to hit that title themselves as quickly as they can, which in turn pushes you up the ladder to these higher titles. And that's the Unilevel. It allows you to get paid deep into your organization, not only down through 9 levels, but with dynamic compression well beyond the 9th level. It has very modest qualifications, requiring you build only 3 active legs, with a 4th only at the top 2 titles. And it is precision structured to reward not just rapid growth of a few superstars at the top, but the long-term growth and stability of leaders at every level. At its core, your business isn't just about the financial opportunity. It's about exceptional products that have a unique capacity to bring the power of nature to the human experience. We know that our customers and associates are going to be using our products for years, and our business plan reflects that. It's there to help you build stability, security, and sustainability, an income stream that you can pass on to your children.